Hello and happy Easter to all of you out there. My name's Tom, and today we're going to go through our local Arizona local grocery store markets. We're going to go through each and every one of the ad papers for your local grocery stores: Fry's, Safeway, Albertsons, and Bashas'. We're going to do some compare and contrast, and we're going to see who has the best price in the market that can save you some money. Remember, I truly believe that if you shop around in your local market with your local grocery stores, you can save a whole bunch of money. And there's a lot of places like Fry's, especially if you shop on Fridays, 4 times fuel points for those people out there still driving gas cars. And what a great savings. Not only are you going to get good savings from Fry's, you're also going to get savings on your gas as well. So there's a lot of ways to save money out there, you guys. And I really want to help you with this. So happy Easter, and guess what's on sale for Easter? Prime rib. Oh yeah, the pinnacle. The absolute best piece of meat on the market, which is your ribeye roast or prime rib. And today at Fry's, they have the prime rib at $5.97 a pound. Man, this is a great price. We have not seen this price on ribeye roasts since Christmas. So $5.97 a pound is a great deal, and it's limit 2, so you can get 2 of these bad boys with your digital coupon. I know I've told you in the past with your digital coupon that you can usually use it up to 5 times. But in this case, they put a limit on this roast of 2. And if you look in here, you can see that it has a limit of 2 on it. Remember, when you're dealing with Fry's, Fry's will not slice this roast for you. They will not turn it into steaks. The best they may do is cut it in half for you or something like that. So you're going to have to, especially if you want to try to take this piece of meat home and maybe cut it into steaks, well then I would refer back to my videos on how to produce a prime rib, and I do a couple different videos on that. If you go into my playlist for Tom the Neighborhood Butcher, you'll see breakdowns on how to turn ribeye into steaks, boneless ribeye steaks, and how to tie knots and a lot of other interesting things. So check out my playlist, Tom, your local neighborhood butcher. Okay, so $5.97 a pound, that's a great price for a prime rib, and I believe this is the cheapest in the market currently. I've looked through some of the other ads already, and I have not found a cheaper one. So if you're looking for that beautiful prime rib for your Easter dinner, your Easter celebration, man, Fry's is the place you want to go. And you remember the competitors last week had not started running their hams on sale yet. Fry's was the first one to break their hams. The spiral cut ham at 97 cents a pound, and their shank and butt portions at 89 cents a pound. And those 2 hams are still on sale. Spiral cut, if you look at it, it's a limit of 1 with a $25 additional purchase. That's still a good deal. I want to say this is still one of the best prices in the market, and well worth coming to Fry's to get your ham. And then you also have the Sugardale portion ham, shank and butt, for 89 cents, and that's a limit of 1 as well, with another additional $25 purchase. You guys, you can spend $25 in your sleep. You can spend $50 in your sleep at any of these stores. So this isn't too bad to be able to take advantage of that very cheap price. And remember, ham can be used for so many things. I mean, you can make soups out of ham. For those breakfast Denver omelets, so many different things you can make out of ham. And it's just amazing. Ham and beans. It's a good piece of meat and well worth taking advantage of, especially if you can get a couple of these things, throw one in the freezer for a later date. We have cuties on sale, $2.99 for a 3-pound bag. That's a great price. I mean, normally this cutie bag for 3 pounds is in that $5.99 range. So this is saving you a few bucks on that 3-pound bag. What else do we got here? Let's slide down this ad. You got Heritage Farm chicken. Remember, Heritage Farm is Fry's store brand, and it used to have quite a bit of solution in it, used to have quite a bit of stuff, but now it actually has no solution in it. It's just a little water retention. So even the store brand of chicken for Fry's is a pretty decent brand. I'm not going to tell you it's natural, I'm not going to tell you it's organic or anything like that, but at least it doesn't have the extra salt solution and some of that weird stuff that they used to put in it, which is a very good thing. And at $2.49 a pound, that's a decent savings. Especially if you're making dog food for your dog, why not? You know, $2.49 a pound for boneless, skinless breast. You get Cheetos, Lay's, Fritos, in that variety, $1.99 each, but you have to buy 4 bags. And only when you buy 4 bags do you get it for the $1.99. It looks like 4.7 ounce to 8 ounce on the Cheetos, 6.5 to 10 ounce on the Fritos, and 9.25 to 10 ounce probably on the Lay's is what I'm guessing. When you buy 4 or more in the same transaction with card. So anything less than 4 is going to be $5.89 a bag. My lord, that's a huge savings. That's the regular price on it. All right, let's keep sliding down this ad. We got a buy one get one free on 12 packs and 15 packs of Coke products and Pepsi products. It's okay, nothing bad, nothing good, not the worst, not the best, not the worst. So that's a win. Oreos for $2.99 each. Man, that's a great price. Well worth picking up Oreos. And then you got cake mixes. Mix and match, buy one, get one free, 15.25 ounce to 15.3 ounce. So there's a little variance there, but not too much. Let's keep sliding down this ad. Here's another Thomas's Indian Muffins for buy one, get one free, mix and match. It's not too bad. Again, when you're buying buy one, get one free or buy 2, get 2 free, make sure and look at the regular price to be able to calculate, you know, how much you're getting that buy one, get one free. You know, you want to make sure it's a good deal. Sometimes they just put that BOGO price on things, and honestly, you're not getting the best deal when it's all said and done. And here's some of the digital deals. These are the 5-time digital deals. This is in your first purchase. You have to purchase 5 packs to really take advantage of the savings. And this week we have Farmland thick and regular cut bacon. This is going to be a 16-ounce package for $3.99. That's a great price. Farmland bacon, in my opinion, is one of the better bacons on the market. And at $3.99 each for a pound of bacon, it's pretty good. Pineapples, whole pineapples for 99 cents each. Man, that's smoking. And, you know, shredded potatoes, crinkle cut potatoes. So basically the Kroger brand of like your French fries, your hash browns, and things like that. $2.49 each. And that's not too bad of a price for that product. Here's some more digital deals. You got Bob Evans for $2.99. That's $2 off per pack, especially if you're serving mashed potatoes for your Easter dinner. Man, a few packs of those, depending on how big your family is, and you've saved yourself a few bucks. What else do we got? Remember, that's again 5 times, so you got to buy 5 packs in that first initial purchase to be able to get good savings on that product. Folgers at $7.99 each. That's a pretty decent deal, you guys. $7.99, and it looks like all varieties from the 22.6 ounce up to the 25.9, which is that regular, just medium roast Folgers. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I like that. And then here's a mix and match deal for 99 cents each. Remember, look for that color label right there on these items to be able to see which ones you can mix and match at 99 cents. Looks like there's a whole host of things that you can get on that deal. Let's slide down this a little bit more. Here we go. Private Select Spiral Cut Ham at $3.49 each. These are going to be your foil wrap hams. You know, a little bit of an upgrade. You know, it'll come pre-glazed basically, and that's not too bad. I mean, that's not the best, not the worst. I'd rather, you know, get the 97-cent spiral cut ham and put my own glaze on it. You know, make a pineapple glaze or make some sort of, you know, interesting glaze to actually put on that ham. And you know, most of those things come with a glazing pack, so that you can just use the pack and glaze it with what's there. I believe the ones that are being sold at Fry's are a honey glaze. Here we go. You got an oven roasted turkey, $12.99. This is a decent size turkey breast, boneless, basically 2.75 pounds. If you have a little smaller family, this little turkey breast, man, will really, you know, give you that taste of turkey that you're looking for. If you want just a little, you know, say you're doing the prime rib and you want to do a little turkey, so you have a couple different proteins there, this would be a great addition to that prime rib. Private Select Honeycrisp apple pies for $9.99, already made, ready to go. It's not terrible. Del Monte products for $1. Man, that's a great deal too. Bras 2 for $4 for the Swansons. It looks like the 32 ounce, so it is the bigger carton for the broths. If you're making your gravies and you're doing different things, you know, where you need to add broths to what you're cooking, man, that's a pretty decent deal for Swanson. All right, let's slide down this a little bit more and see what else we have here. Not finding too much that's sticking out. Oh, mix and match on spices. You know, Easter dinner, you're going to be using spices. Buy 2, get 1 free. Spice Island. That's not bad at all. And it looks like Kroger spices as well. That buy 2, get 1 free. So at least you get a little savings on the spices as you're going into this holiday. Let's go down here a little bit more. Still got a few different Easter deals, Easter candy. You guys, always buy Easter candy the day after Easter. Always buy Halloween candy the day after Halloween. Always buy Christmas candy the day after Christmas. I mean, instantly everything gets cut in half. 50% after a couple days, 75%. They're just trying to get rid of that candy. But I mean, for trying to take care of the little kiddos out there, unfortunately, you just have to pay the price for it before the holiday. But you can stock it up. I mean, candy can be frozen. You know, you can save that till the next year. Strawberries, 16-ounce package, or raspberries, I should say, 16-ounce package for $2.99. That's a pretty good deal. Look right here. Here's a boneless pork loin half. That's a half pork loin for $2.99 per pound. It's a great price for pork in general. And this is a boneless, you know, it's that boneless center loin basically. And it's a nice piece. Great for the crock pot, great to slice. You know, it's just a good piece in general for $2.99 a pound. That's a great cheap protein for the dinner plate. You know, put that pork loin in combination with your prime rib. There's another good combination of proteins if you're trying to serve multiple proteins. Blue Moon, Heineken and Dos Equis for $11.99. It's a 12-pack. That's not too bad. $11.99. That's a pretty decent price. And here's the kicker. So remember, we talked about the prime rib or the ribeye roast on the front page at $5.97 a pound. Well, here's the upcharge on the steaks, $8.97 a pound. So they're charging you $3 more a pound to basically cut that ribeye for you. So this is why I suggest, you know, going back, watching my videos on how to cut up a prime rib. You can get some great steaks for $5.97 a pound as you produce that, you know, that ribeye. You can get limit 2, so you can get 1 for Easter dinner, and then you get 1 to produce for steaks. Boy, it's a great way to save money. Put them in the freezer, vacuum seal them, you know, really take all the air out, and in your Ziploc bags, whatever you need to do to preserve that meat so it'll last longer and you can get quite a few meals out of it. That's a great deal. But the $8.97 is just an upcharge, you know, and they're trying to make money just like every other company is. Buy 1, get 1 free, mix and match on Johnsonville sausages, breakfast sausages. That's great. Supposedly Easter is one of the biggest breakfast times. So you're going to want to make breakfast for your guests if they're staying over your house and all that. So that's a great deal. Not only on the farmland bacon for $3.99 for the 16-ounce package. Here you have sausage as well. $3.99 on Kroger meatballs and your mild, sweet, hot, you know, country sausage. I think there's even a chorizo sausage as well for $3.99 sold in the bulk. That's not bad. $9.99 on pink salmon. That's a pretty decent deal. That's kind of an average Joe deal for us for fries. So no big deal. Jenny O fully cooked 20-ounce Jenny O turkey breast, bone in, fully cooked. 20 ounces for $10.99. I think those are the cooked ones that you can buy in the deli. So 20 ounces is just, just a little over a pound. So that's, if you want it all ready for you, in your last minute and you realize that you have people coming over, why not? That's not too bad of a deal. Let's slide down this ad a little bit more. Pork shoulder, $1.99 for you smokers out there that really love to smoke meat. Man, the pork butt is just the epitome of a great piece of meat to put on the smoker. So many different things that you can make out of it, and really, really tantalize and impress your family. That's a win. $1.99 a pound. That's a great deal. Let's look down this a little bit more. And I think that's it for the Fry's ad. So Fry's, so far, has the best deal on prime rib and a very competitive price on Easter hams. 97-cent spiral cut and then an 89-cent shank and butt portion. All right, let's click to the next ad. Let's go to Bashas' next and check out what our local Bashas' is offering. Let's slide up to the beginning of this ad, and here, right up at the front page of the ad, they have the Smithfield spiral cut ham for 89 cents a pound. Man, right there. That's a spiral cut ham for 89 cents a pound. At Fry's, it was 97 cents a pound, and only their shank and butt portion was 89 cents. So if you're really looking for the best price in the market for a spiral cut ham, Bashas' has got it for you. It's only limit one while supplies last. It also has an additional $25 purchase. So, you can spend $25 in your sleep at the grocery store anymore. You really, really can. Bashas' is running a little 3-day sale on baby back ribs for $3.49. That's an average Joe price. That's decent, but it's not the best out there. I'm sure somebody else is going to beat this price. So far, we've looked at Fry's. Maybe Safeway and Albertsons is going to put up a better price on ribs. But that's definitely a decent price if you're just looking for a good baby back rib and you're in Bashas' and you don't want to really go anywhere. I highly suggest you guys that you go to each store and check out their prices and really shop their cheapest prices. This is the second week in a row we've seen Bashas running their 80% for $2.99 a pound sold in the value pack. That's a great price, $2.99 a pound. It's really hard to beat that in the market. And then here's their, average Joe price at $2.99 a pound on their local grocery store chicken breast. Each store has their own local brand, and this is Bashas' at $2.99. Oh wow, look at that! Remember we talked about potatoes. I think Fry's had potatoes cheap last week at $1.50 a bag. Here we go, 99 cents a bag, you guys. God, you can make so much out of a bag of potatoes. If you didn't want to pay for the Bob Evans from the Fry's ad at $2.99, here you can get a whole 5-pound bag for 99 cents and make your own mashed potatoes, your own cut up potatoes, your own whatever baked potatoes. It's just a great deal. And well worth going to Bashas' to pick up this deal. 99 cents for a 5-pound bag of potatoes. That's a great deal. Broccoli, cauliflower, tomatoes on the vine for 99 cents. Yeah, you can't go wrong there. 79 cents on gold, red, orange, and green bell peppers. That's a good savings too. Here's another one. Man, Bashas' is trying to smash it out of the park in some of these deals. They're really trying to grab as much market share as they possibly can. They're trying to grab you and bring you into their store so that you'll buy their more higher gross profit stuff. Buy 2, get 3 free. This is always a great deal. Let's see if there's a minimum purchase on this one. Buy 2, get 3 free, equal less the value. Boy, it really doesn't give you a limit. At least in the ad itself, it's not telling you a limit. So that's a great deal, man. That's a good one. It just depends on what their Like I said, their regular retail prices, that's what they're going to be charging you for this product, and who knows what they put that regular retail at. So you have to really take a look at that and kind of do a little, comparison. Here's Bashas' also running the $1.99 Cheetos, Lay's, and this time Tostitos, $1.99 a bag. Remember, Fry's had that same price in a digital one. Let's keep scrolling down here. Here's Libby's sweet corn and their vegetable line for 79 cents. That's not bad at all. Bashas' is trying to get you. Villa Roma sausages for $2.99 a pack. Remember, there was a competitor last week that had them for $3.99, and then 2 weeks ago, $2.99 for Johnsonville. This is only a 16-ounce pack, where a lot of the Johnsonville packs are a little bit bigger than that, but still at $2.99, that's a damn good price. Let's keep scrolling down this bad boy. Oh, Bashas' runs this on a semi-regular basis. So they're running their beef tenderloin. Now this is a select product, so it's not going to have like the fat to it. We at Fry's sells a choice tenderloin, and then I'm not exactly sure what Safeway and Albertsons. They may have select product as well. But at $11.99, I mean at Fry's it's $24.99 for our choice tenderloin, and I would assume it's about the same price at most other places if you're buying their tenderloin or their filet mignon. But that is a great price, you guys. Sold whole in the bag, so you got to buy a big chunk of this stuff. But man, you take that tenderloin home, cut it up, vacuum seal it, put it in the freezer, and man, you got tenderloin dinner for quite a few sessions of dinner. It doesn't really have sold whole in the bag, and it really doesn't have a limit. So I'm wondering how many you can actually get at this price. $11.99 is a good price, even for select tenderloin. God, that's a great price. $5.99 on the chuck roast. That's an average Joe price. That tenderloin deal. Man, you serve a Chateaubriand or something like that, made from the tenderloin for your Easter dinner. Well, you will really impress some people. That is for damn sure. Chuck steaks at $6.99, 80% patty at $3.99, so they're upcharging you a little bit from that 80% from their front page at $2.99. Pork sirloin country style ribs at $1.69 is a really good price, you guys, for that sirloin rib. We've talked about that in the past. It's a lean piece of meat, but yet it still has some juiciness for the grill, and usually comes out pretty darn good, being from the sirloin of the pork. Top sirloin at $8.99. That's a decent deal. And then here's Bob Evans, you guys, at $3.99, where I believe Fry's had it for $2.99. And then Jimmy Dean for $3.99 as well. So deals on that. But the winner is that tenderloin. My God, that tenderloin price is great at $11.99. Let's slide down this a little bit more. Cool Whip 2 for $3. Ready Whip for $2.99. Boy, Bashas' is really hitting it out there. Here's one of their digital deals for Easter. Cane sugar and this is the good stuff. C&H, 4-pound bag for $1.99. I think Fry's had it for $1.49 last week. So that's a pretty good deal. If you're baking cakes or doing whatever you need to do with sugar. Sara Lee, we've seen this deal a number of days in a row, or a number of weeks in a row, sorry, at $2.99 a loaf, and that is a pretty good deal for Sara Lee bread, if you like Sara Lee. Excuse me. We have Ballpark Franks at $1.99, and that's just the original meat frank. That's a pretty good price, limit 2, so you get a couple of those. So man, you can save quite a bit of money at Bashas' if you come really shop their digital ads. And their store in general for this week leading into Easter. Let's slide down this thing a little bit more. $12.99 on a vegetable tray, fruit tray. That's not terrible. Some just decent vegetable deals. Crescent rolls 2 for $7. Remember that they've had better deals on those in the past, so that's not the best. That's not the worst. They're trying to make a little money on you. This 24 pack of this Hormel Black Label Cherry Wood or Pecan Wood Thick Bacon, 24 ounce for $6.99. It's actually a pretty good deal, you guys. And you get the specialty wood smoke on those two specialty, the cherry wood and the pecan. You don't see that all the time on regular bacon. So that's pretty fun there. If you're trying to make like that good bean, you know, or you're doing those green beans with the, you know, with the bacon in it, adding a little, you know, cherry wood or pecan wood to that dish will really kind of, you know, bam, as Emerald would say, you know, I would add that little touch that you're looking for to impress your family. Ooh, cereals for $1.99. Lucky Charms, Reese's Puffs, Cheerios, Honey Nut, and then regular Cheerios for $1.99 a box. Limit 4. That's not too bad. Let's keep sliding down here. 16-ounce pack of strawberries for $1.99 each. That's a pretty good deal. Man, Bashas' does always run a good produce sale. That's one thing they're known for. $2.99 on an asparagus bunch is a pretty decent deal as well. I mean, if you really want good, cheap produce, Bashas', they run a good business when it comes to produce. Let's slide down this a little more. Hawaiian rolls for $3.99. That's not terrible either. Boy, man, they're throwing some stuff at us. There's a lot of things on sale for the Bashas'. Easter stuff. All right, and then that's it. So the couple big ones for Bashas' is, first and foremost, is the freaking tenderloin at $11.99 for a whole tenderloin per pound. That's a great deal. Regular prices coming out of service counters, probably for Albertsons and Fry's, is going to be in that, you know, $25 a pound range. So that is a smoking deal. And I'm really surprised that they didn't put a limit on it. I would not be shocked if you went into the store and saw a limit on that product. But for filet mignon, man, $11.99 is just an out of the park price. And then the spiral cut for 89 cents a pound. That's a good one. That's a great deal. Those are a couple of very good deals. And then the $2.99 80% lean ground beef. Just those three items right there makes it worth going to Bashas' to check out these prices and save you some damn money. All right, well, let's head over to the Safeway Albertsons ad. And let's scroll up to the top of this thing. We're running Butterball turkey breast for $1.47 a pound. Boy, if you want to put that protein, that turkey protein on your plate, that Butterball breast for $1.47 a pound. And this is, you get first two, and an additional will be $1.79 a pound after that. That's a great price for a Butterball breast turkey, especially this time of year. Not a lot of people are running turkey breasts on sale, even for Easter. It's not the most popular one. Whoa! Baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs for $1.97 a pound. This is awesome. Remember, we saw them for $3.49 a pound in one of the other ads, and man, this is for on their first two racks, $1.97 a pound. Well, you just can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong if you're looking to throw some ribs on the smoker or on the barbecue. Man, here we go. We're just running digital deals here for Safeway and Albertsons. So all the grocery stores are really kind of throwing quite a bit of product at you to get you in their stores to come buy their items. You have 8 ears of corn for $1. We're talking 12.5 cents per ear. And then 79 cents after that for any additional ones. So it's basically a limit, one set of 8. All right, let's keep rolling down here. Land O'Lakes butter, man, at $2.47 each is a great deal as well. Hormel macaroni and cheese and home style mashed potatoes. Now I gotta admit, I've never had a Hormel mashed potatoes before. I've always been a Bob Evans fan. Bob Evans just hits it out of the park as far as their taste. You know, an authentic flavor. You know, it doesn't have that weird aftertaste from like the boxed, you know, potatoes that you got to put water in and stuff. So I just haven't had Hormel, so I can't speak honestly on it. But at $1.97 each, I mean, it's still $1 cheaper than the Bob Evans from Fry's, and man, it might be worth trying. Should get a couple packs and try one with one dinner before Easter and make sure it's good enough for your Easter dinner. Why not? All right, let's keep sliding down this ad a little bit. That was all their digital deals, and let's look at this. Let's look at the disclaimer a little bit on the digital deals. Digital offers valid 4/16 to 4/22. That's not too shabby. Okay, let's keep going down. So it's the whole 7 days. Wines, trays for $12.99 each. That's not a bad deal. Oh, here we go. Digital offer. That's their Lucerne cheese, blocks, slices, and shredded for $1.27 each. First 3. So you can get 3 packs for $1.27 each. Boy, that's a really good deal for that sale item. Half gallons of milk for $1.27. Man, that's a pretty decent deal. So you basically can get a gallon of milk for $2.40, $2.54 a gallon. That's okay. That makes it look a little better. I do like buying the half gallons sometimes because you can keep one sealed and use one, and you get a little more shelf life out of them, maybe, if that's what you think. Thomas's bagels and English muffins for $1.79 or $1.97 each. That's not bad. First 4. $2.97 on mayonnaise and ketchup. Let's keep sliding down this thing. 80% lean ground beef sold in the value pack for $3.99 a pound. Remember at Bash's they had it for $2.99 a pound. So Bash's is kind of hitting it out of the park as far as for that 80% lean ground beef, and it seems like they run that on a pretty regular basis. And then here's their Easter ham. So they get your signature select spiral cut Cook's ham. So it's a Cook's product, which is a good ham, for $1.29 a pound while supplies last. And it doesn't look like there's a limit on this one. So that's kind of a cool thing. If you need more hams, I mean, you can buy the 1 or 2 from Fry's and come over here and get one from Albertsons and still save money. They got a $3.99 roast sale going on. Looks like your boneless beef chuck roast, cross rib, bottom round, eye round, and top round, and untrimmed tri-tip for $3.99. You guys, that untrimmed tri-tip roast for $3.99 a pound, that is phenomenal. I mean, that literally is an $8.99 a pound piece of meat. And they're selling it to you today for $3.99 a pound. And you put that untrimmed tri-tip on your smoker, boys. Oh yeah, that's going to impress. Man, all capped in that fat too. It is going to be phenomenal. And then just trim that fat off after the fact. And then of course chuck roast. And you've heard me talk about chuck roast in the past. This is one of my absolute favorite pieces of meat as far as it being able to break down, shred tacos and classic roast beef, and there's just so many different things you can do with the chuck roast. And at $3.99 a pound, that's just a screaming deal. Farmland bacon, 12 to 16 ounce. You got to watch these products, because I know the thick cut and the regular cut are both 12 ounces. So I'm not sure which one they're talking about being 16 ounces. But at $2.99, that's not bad. Even for the 12 ounce pack, for $2.99 is a pretty decent deal. Whoa. So here's 10 pounds of potatoes for $1.99. They're signature potatoes. It's a 10-pound bag. You can get 2 bags for $1.99 each. So that's basically 99 cents for a 5-pound bag. That's just as good as that Bash's price. Yeah, there you go, man. 10 pounds of potatoes for $1.99. So many different things you can do with potatoes. Let's keep scrolling down here. $1.99 each on the Lay's. Excuse me. Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its for $1.99 a box is a pretty decent deal. Looks like you have a variety of things that you can get for $1.99. You get Chips Ahoy, Wheat Thins, and Planters Peanuts for $1.99 as well. Those are pretty decent deals too. What do we got? Buy 2, get 2 free. So, I mean, the only one that had the buy 2, get 3 free, that was the best deal. And here we go at Safeway and Albertsons. They're running the buy 2, get 2 free. Like I said before, it just depends on what that regular retail price is. And you need to see which store has the lowest regular retail price so that you're getting the best deal for your dollar. Let's keep sliding down in here. Libby's vegetable products, Bush's and McCormick Bush beans and McCormick gravies for 79 cents each. That's not bad. That's a pretty decent deal. You're going to pick things up like that. You know, you're going to need gravies for your mashed potatoes and, you know, your different proteins. If you're doing a turkey, you're going to want some sort of gravy probably for your turkey. So to have a good, decent price on that sort of stuff. I mean, usually the store brand, you know, for any of your Bash's, Safeway, Fry's, or Albertsons, you know, it's in that cheaper price range, that 79-cent price range. But to get McCormick's, which is, you know, the better brand, there you go, 79 cents each. And then we have a bunch of Clippies here, little Clippy coupons. I'm not seeing there's a buy one, get one free on pizza. So some decent deals here and there. Let's see what this is. Hormel Premium Black Label Bacon. Rosina meatballs for $4.99 each. Not sure what size pack that is. If that's the 24 ounce, that pecan wood, there you go again. There's that nice pecan wood. Okay, it's 18 to 26 ounce. So I bet you that's a 26 ounce package. That's a pretty good size pack of bacon for $4.99. That's not bad at all. 2-liter bottles, 3 for $5. That's not bad. Red Baron pizzas at $3.99 each. That's a decent deal too. Excuse me. Let's keep scrolling down here. Ribeye roast at the Safeway and Albertsons for $7.99 a pound. So that's your whole, you know, ribeye at $7.99 a pound. Looks like while supplies last. They do not put a limit on it. So $7.99 a pound is still a pretty decent price. And if you need more satiation on those ribeye roasts, you go get the 2 from Fry's, $5.97 a pound, and then you come over to Safeway and get a couple more if you need them. Maybe one for the smoker, one for the deep fryer, and one for the oven. Just hinting at it. And then you have your ribeye, T-bone, and New York strip for $9.99. That is a good average price, especially for your T-bones and your New York strip for that $9.99, and then ribeye steak too at $9.99. It's that's a good price, just in general. Where you saw over at Fry's for their ribeye steak, it's $8.97. So you still can save $1 a pound, and then it's almost $3 a pound for the prime rib if you go to Fry's rather than Safeway or Albertsons. 3 to 4 ounce, $7.99 tail. Nope. We've seen those at $6 each just recently, and I would wait because they'll run a better deal on that. 1620 raw easy peel for $6.99, and your 2125 count cooked at $6.99. Now, a couple weeks ago or just last week, we saw some of these same size shrimp at $4.99. So they're upcharging you a bit. You know, we've passed Lent, we've passed some of these big seafood sale times, so they're just trying to give you a decent price on shrimp if you need that sort of protein. And then here, regular average Joe price. You know, their natural boneless chicken breast. This is their store brand chicken breast for just $2.99. Fry's has these guys beat and Bash's beat at $2.49 a pound, and then bratwurst. 19 ounce pack for the Johnsonville. Now this is the difference. Remember, Bash's had the Villa Roma 16 ounce pack at $2.99. You know, but for those 3 extra ounces, you're gonna pay $2 more a pound. You know, so it just depends, or $2 more a pack. It just depends on what you like and you know what brand you trust, so to speak. That Bash's deal is pretty good as well. Ooh, $1.99 on the asparagus bundles. Man, that is a great price. $1.99 a pound. $2.49 for a pound of strawberries. I believe we had one of the other competitors. They had them for $1.99. So, you know, not too bad. A little bit more. They're nickel and diming you a little bit if you end up shopping at your Safeway and Albertsons stores. Let's keep sliding down this thing to see what else we have to save us some money as we shop around at our local grocery stores. Guys, that might be it for the Safeway ad. I truly believe in this. This is why I started doing these breakdowns. I believe, we can save quite a bit of money. And especially if you do a little shopping at Fry's and you can kind of key in on that 4 times fuel points on Fridays, boy, it almost makes it worth it shopping at just Fry's to get that 4 times fuel points for their deals, and then that'll save you some money on gas so you can drive to the other places and save some money as well. So really, if you kind of use all these grocery stores, these local grocery stores and their marketing in totality, you really can save quite a bit of money. Just remember, Fry's has the great price on the prime rib. Safeway Albertsons, or no, I'm sorry, Bash's has the great deal on the spiral cut ham. And then Bash's also has the great deal on the tenderloin. And then remember, Safeway Albertsons, they're running a little higher price on their spiral cut ham. So not quite as good a deal, but Safeway Albertsons has some pretty good prices as well along there to stay competitive in the market. It looks like Safeway and Albertsons are being competitive and not trying to give up too much gross profit. Where Fry's and Bash's, they're running a little hotter deals to try to draw you in and pull in the majority of that market share. So hey, thank you for spending some time with me. I hope this information saves you some money, informs you a little bit on what's out there, for those Easter dinners. And thank you for spending some time with me and saving some money with me. Bye now. Appreciate you.